know why. Doesn't sound live yet. Good morning, everyone. Hey there, and welcome to Crochet Therapy. I'm Barbara, your host, for today's episode of Morning Coffee and Crochet. And I've got my coffee here. Oh, and I really need it this morning. Let me get my microphone on. Oh my goodness. Start to a brand new week, and I'm excited to share it with you. I love starting the week with you guys. It's always so fun and inspiring, and you guys just always create a happy atmosphere. And so I'm just glad to be here this morning, and I'm excited because I started a brand new project last night at really late, like midnight. I can't help it. Do you ever, when everybody goes to sleep and it's quiet in the house and you can think and you don't have to answer questions and you don't have to, interact, or good morning, Kelly, good morning. And you can just have some quiet time. Hey, Alice, good morning. It's good to see you. Well, sometimes, that quiet time. Good morning, Robin. For those of us who, live in a house with other people, sometimes it's midnight. When you don't have to answer any questions, or you can just sit and think and be and do your thing. And so that's what, good morning, Rosie. That's what I did last night. Hey, my sweet girl. She's my sweet girl. Yeah. Go lay down, sweetie. Go lay down, honey. Yes, you're a good girl. And so yeah, it was, I couldn't sleep. And I was almost asleep. And then the cat's tail kind of brushed my arm, and I thought it was a bug. So it freaked me out, and I got up screaming, turned on the light. There was nothing there. It was the cat's tail, I'm pretty sure. Hey, PJ, good morning. And so it got me going. I was almost asleep. And that silly cattail just went on my arm and just woke me completely out of any sleepfulness that I had. So I got up and I started this new project, and it is a paid pattern, but it's based on it's based on a pattern that you guys have probably already seen. But anyway, it's like the way you put it together, it just makes a really, really neat thing. So I can't wait to show it to you, but I'm not going to show it to you right now because I just got one of the squares done. So finished it last night, and oh, excuse me. So I've never done this pattern before, although I've seen it a lot. Hey, Homespun Treasures, good to see you. Good morning. And so I've seen this pattern a lot, but I never saw it put together quite like this. So hey, Invita, good to see you. And so anyway, it's like really, really exciting, and just the way it's put together. So anyway, I was up last night just putting it together. Last week was just a very, very busy, stressful, week. So I'm looking forward to a better, quieter, more peaceful week. It was not a bad week, but there was a lot of doctor visits running and a lot of that, all that, going on. So there were a lot of things that were on our calendar last week. So if anybody watched the Friday night live of Lori and I going through our bags, first of all, I want to apologize for the video quality. I wasn't aware. I knew that the colors weren't coming through properly, and I knew that having the camera so far back may be an issue, but what was going on was a lighting issue too. And so there was, over the dining room table was a really big Tiffany light. And, oh, you thought the quality was fine. Well, thanks, Alice. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. So, it was hard for me to be close to you to show you like an up close of this yarn, which is absolutely gorgeous. Lori is tall and has really, longer arms than me. So she was able to show you. But this is the premier yarn. This is the Deborah Norval, and it's Serenity Chunky. And this is one of the ones that I just kind of went crazy over with the colors. And so I just wanted to show it to you. Now, this is a chunky yarn, a chunky weight yarn. And the yardage on this, I think, is 108. Let me see, 109 yards. And I have 8 of these. This one was actually a little bit more than the $1.99. It was $2.99. But I fell in love with this color, and it's just a number 5 chunky. It's not a 6. I have a problem with 6. I have a problem working with 6. Thank you, Kelly. And it's just a me thing. 6-weight yarn is fantastic. It's just a me thing. I just, the thicker the yarn, the more tug and pull you have to do with your hands. And it just seems to hurt me a little bit more. Now, I have made successfully and happily, I have made hats with this 5-weight yarn. And also this 5-weight yarn is the same yarn that Lori made her the February square and turned that into a purse. So, I could turn this into a purse, but I just wanted to throw it out there for you. I just wanted some ideas. I want to know what you think I should do with this yarn. I have 8 skeins of it, and it's 109 yards per skein. It's a 5-weight chunky yarn, and it is a true 5-weight chunky yarn. I love this color too. I just love it. So think about it. If you do, if you come up with something really neat, just let me know. It can be in the comments, days from now. Just think about it and see what you might do with this yarn. I'm really not, I'm kind of on the fence about it. It's a really neat colorway. It has purple and pinks. It has a light pink, a bold pink. It has an orange. So it reminds me of, just a nice garden. Oh, Alice, a pocket shawl. I've never gotten on the pocket shawl bandwagon. I did make a hooded scarf at Christmas. Granddaughter's poncho. Oh, how sweet is that? That sounds perfect. And I think 8 skeins of this would be enough to make a 1-year-old. And the problem is that it's Florida here. Yeah, that is the problem, because it's a chunky weight yarn, and we're like, yesterday it was in the upper 80s. Let's see what it's going to be today. Let me look. A poncho would be so adorable. Really, really would. I love that idea. Let's see what Weatherbug says. Let's see what Weatherbug says. Okay. What do you want, sweetie? What do you want? Okay, Rosie wants to go back out. Right now, it's 68 degrees Fahrenheit and hourly. Oh, it looks like it's going to get up into the mid 80s Fahrenheit before it fizzles out. So, you know, it's not that bad. I'm going to let Rosie out real quick. Pocket shawl or a summer spring purse. Nice. I do like all of those. Poncho, save it for Christmas. Oh, Robin, do you do that? I'm like handing things out right and left. Like, I'm surprised I haven't handed this to someone already. And it's specifically Christmas item. Be right back. Come on, let's get out. You want to go out and get some breakfast? Come on. All right, sorry about that. Oh goodness, my Rosie girl needed to get out of the room. So a lap Afghan. Oh, Nikki says she finished the one for her granddaughter and she's 3. That's neat. That's neat. And you know, I wonder if I could make like matching purses even. That would be a neat Christmas present, wouldn't it? To have, like, for mommy and the 2 daughters, matching purses. That's an idea. Mini ponchos. Oh, aren't they just adorable? Oh my gosh, I love mini ponchos. Oh my goodness. And if you guys have been with me for a while, I, at one point, when I was still over in the house next door, I had dug into my hope chest and I pulled out some ponchos that I had when I was little, and they were made by a couple different people that that the family knew. One of them was a family member, and one of them was a family friend. And I don't think I found the red one yet. I'm not sure, but anyway, good morning, Wendy. Good to see you. But anyway, you know, I still have them, and I remember who made them for me. They were special, and so, you know, my mom held on to them, and then when I grew up and moved out of the house, I put them in my hope chest, and anything in my hope chest has just been preserved. So, you know, I have anyway, one of my uncles, a couple of my uncles actually served in Vietnam, and one of them brought home some beautiful silky pajamas for me that the locals had made, and so he purchased that, and I still have that. So that was a long time ago. Anyway, yeah, there's some memories in there. So you know, it's all good. But oh, I need some coffee. What's in your cup this morning? Are you guys drinking coffee, or is it later where you are? Is it earlier? Mm. Sorry for that big gulp. Big gulp. Ah, coffee. Alice is drinking coffee. I love coffee. I need coffee. Need some coffee in my cup. So, do you see over here? It's starting to dwindle down because I'm starting to use some of those colorways. There's a couple of holes in my yarn. I have a plastic tote that I turned sideways because I started running out of room. Good morning, Lori. She's got coffee. Homespun Treasures has coffee. Kelly, Alice, Carla, and Wendy. Coffee. It's only 6:54 in the morning where Wendy is. Oh my goodness. It's early. So anyway, I had turned it sideways and I had put my, because I did an Ollie's yarn haul a while back with my mom. And then when Lori and I did the yarn crawl, we got some more Ollie's yarn, which was the Red Heart with Love metallic. Can I tell you, I'm a little obsessed with metallic right now. And I know I change obsessions all the time, but I'm obsessed with this yarn. And so this one project that I'm making, I have, believe it or not, I have all the colors that I need. I needed 6 colors except for 1 in metallic. What can I say? I need to go get some more. I thought that I had it all, and I almost do. I seriously almost do. I don't know why I don't have this one color. You know what? I might have that color. I'm going to have to look behind there. I might have that color. I thought I did, and then I didn't. So anyway, I'm gonna dig a little deeper behind that bin because it's double layered. So on the front right now, and I'm looking at it right now, it has, white and the really beautiful royal blue, and then the olive green. And so I'm seeing all of those colors, but I need one more color. So Lori, what can I say, girl? I mean, when you start a new project and you think, oh my gosh, I have all the yarn that I need, because there's no way I need any more yarn. Crickets, crickets, crickets. And then you realize, yeah, guess what? I need 2 more skeins of yarn in this color. Well, Alice, a lot of mine right now is back here, but I do have some space. And then on top of my dresser, well, we just shove it everywhere. Let's just put it that way. On top of my dresser, I have a plastic tote that you would use for storage. I turned it sideways because I just, right now we are just looking for any room. And so I was able to do 2 layers sideways. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some rows have 5 sideways. Some rows have 6. And there's 5 rows high. So, I was able to fit quite a bit in there. And it's, like I said, sideways. So I can pull one out and see what's behind there, So I need to do that more. And then, I still have all of the cakes that were purchased in the yarn haul. I have not found space for that yet. However, I will. And every nook and cranny. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it almost turns into, have you seen, you're not afraid to squish it. I know. Have you seen that cartoon where it's like a house plan drawing? And it's like the house, and then there's a little bedroom and a bathroom, and then the rest of it is your yarn storage. Ooh, Nikki knows where to put it. Trunk of her car. If you didn't have to put any groceries in there, and I guess if you had to choose between yarn or groceries, of course, I mean, I'm just talking about you. I'm not talking about, your children. Obviously, take care of your children, take care of your family. But, Oh, Lori. We're going to leave that one for the chat. So we're not going to tell all your secrets. So, I mean, you could have a nice little, and how nice would that be too, to just have it in the trunk. And so wherever you go, your yarn goes with you. We could make a commercial like that. These yarn companies don't even have to advertise, on television. I mean, but how fun would it be if they did? The fun things that they could come up with. that us makers do, oh, they're missing out by not making some good commercials, Spread out when you bring it in. Well, I just take my husband with me, and he knows exactly what's in that cart. And he just goes, mm-hmm. Like with this yarn haul, he knew that was coming. And so he helps me put it away. He was so sweet yesterday. He got another box. He brought an empty box in the house, and it's nice and sturdy. And we're working out where to put it and everything, and to help me get situated. Well, he likes to organize, and so he's very good at that. So anyway, yeah. I think that the ingenuity of makers is just lost on the rest of the world. We know how to, oh, yours asks if you have enough. Now, does yours ask if you have enough, like in a funny way or in a sweet way? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Put it in the craft room. Yeah. Doesn't venture in there much. And then, everybody wants to borrow my organizing husband. I know. He's very good at it, let me tell you. Never enough yarn. There's never enough yarn. Oh my goodness, never enough yarn. So anyway, guess what today is, guys? I know you know. It is the 1st of March, and March 1st, this month. How did I say that last week? We are going, oh, he knows, and I don't. We will be going back. Oh, yes. And, right. I mean, listen, if this is all we do is, we're creative, we're makers, this is our therapy. It keeps us from snapping. Hey, you know what? I think our husbands just will do anything to keep us from snapping. March to your own beat. Yes. March to your own beat is the March theme. And so this month, I am going to encourage everybody and show examples. And Lori was the inspiration for this one, because that girl just, she's like, oh, that's a nice stitch. Let me make a shirt. Let me make a sweater. Let me make, right? Yes. Kelly, yes. So today's March 1st, ta-da, the first day in a whole new month. So not only is it Monday, the first day of a whole new week, but it's the first day to a whole new month. And we are going to march to the beat of our own drum this month. And so when we find something that floats our boat, when we find a pattern that floats our boat, we're going to think, what can I do with that pattern? Like the squares that we're doing for the month. Lori looked at that square and she was like, I can double that with a 5-weight yarn and I can make a nice big purse. Now, that never, ever occurred to me. So now I'm going to start retraining myself to look for things like that, to look for little treasures in projects, in patterns, and see what I can find. And so anyway, Lori is amazing. Robin is amazing. You should see some of the stuff that she makes too. And Lori says she's blushing. I've never seen Lori blush. Lori, come on. Oh, anyway, yeah, so much fun, so much fun. So, hey, Alice, have a great day at work. I'm sorry, I didn't see it until just now. And no blush. No blush. So listen, let's see. Lori says, but really just can't stay on the bunny trail. Um, the bunny trail, is that the bunny hop? Is that your frogging, or is that the bunny trail of chasing this pattern and that pattern and this pattern and that pattern? Because I can do that. Yeah, I know how to chase patterns and have great ideas. It's the follow through sometimes, which is why whips tend to get me. However, I have made some projects recently that I have completed. So, Lori says she can't follow directions, and I don't think that it's can't. I think that she doesn't choose to, and that's okay. That is a-okay. My other sister-in-law, my sweet sister-in-law Tanya, she marches to the beat of her own drummer all the time, and she never does anything the way the pattern calls for it. And at one point, we were, before all of this, before the world changed, we were going to Painting with a Twist quite often, enough so that we were well known there at the local, which is actually, in another county over, because this county doesn't have one. And, but, and enough that we had earned our aprons. We had earned all of these different little prizes and things. And, every time we would go for a painting, I always knew, number one, she was going to ask for purple. It didn't matter if there was purple in it. It didn't matter. She was going to ask for purple. And number two, it wasn't going to look exactly like what they did. And sometimes it wasn't going to look anything like they did. Like one time we did the Starry Night painting, and I really enjoyed that. And but instead of doing the moon, the bright moon swirly, she did the Star Wars Death Star. And so, she made it her own, and her son really likes Star Wars, and so she made it for him. And so she made the Star Wars Death Star. So, that's what she does. And anyway, it's good. It's good to march to the beat of your own drummer. It's a good thing, Lori. It's a good thing. And because, you don't have to have a pattern. You don't have to follow patterns. You don't have to do this or that. It's yours. Remember how you keep telling me? It's your project. You can do whatever you want with it. Sometimes we want it to turn out just like the pattern says, because it's a gorgeous pattern. That's why we have patterns. But if you want to make it something different, or if you want to use a different size weight yarn, obviously you're going to have to make adjustments in whatever the directions are, but it's something that can be done. And so anyway, that's March. And I'm super excited about that. Super, super excited. Yes, Nikki, it is fun. I think that you might be saying how fun with Tanya. And that is funny. Let's see, patterns in her head. Yeah, Kelly, I know. Right. And that is hard for people that are rule followers. And, I understand that too, because I have a friend who is a rule follower. And, have you ever taken a recipe and, yeah, I understand, Wendy, and you feel limited by the pattern. Yeah, I know. And there's a whole wide array of people over here who have to follow every single rule, every single step, and if it's not exact according to the pattern, there's like mind-blowing panic and whatever. And then there's people that are like more in the middle. It's like they could go either way. And then there are people on this side who always make everything unique and different and, change things up. every spot on that spectrum is okay, because that is what makes you you, and that's what makes you unique, and that's what makes your makes special to you. And so yeah, I like patterns to see how it's made too. And then, okay, then Homespun says she goes her own way with it. And I've done that. I've done that. And then I've also followed pattern exactly. Like right now, I'm working on this hat that I saw. And yeah, people that are rule followers, let me get back to that. I have a friend who is a rule follower. And so even when she makes a recipe, if it's now when you're baking, obviously you have to follow the recipe. You want to follow the basic of the recipe exact. Now you might be able to add, some chocolate chips or nuts in wherever or whatever. But when you're baking, really baking is a science. And so if you want to get the rise, if you want to get it to come out right, you do have to follow it. But when you're making, a casserole, a Mexican casserole, and you think, oh, I would like to throw some, let me throw some corn in there, or let me throw some black beans as a layer in there, or, whatever it is. I have a friend who is an exact rule follower. If it says to put a half a cup of salsa in that, she's measuring that half a cup of salsa. Now I'm taking the salsa jar and I'm just like, that looks good. I'm not measuring. So sometimes, so what happens there is if this is a tried and true tested recipe, that I'm not going to get the same results of that one. And I'm okay with that. Because, I can make it unique. I can make it my own. Yeah. And so, yeah, people that are rule followers, it's hard to break free and do your own thing. And I totally, totally get that. And especially if you're new to crochet and you still have, I would call them, like the training wheels on, where you're like, where you still have to look every now and then to refresh your memory about, what a half double crochet is, or what, this stitch or that stitch, back loop only. What is that again? When you're doing that, I totally get it. Totally get it. So the pattern that I made last night, I used a stitch that I had never used before. Now, this is a US term. I've done half double crochets. I've never done a half treble crochet. I just never had a pattern that, that ever called for it. And so I had in my mind what it might be. What is a half triple crochet? Okay. Well, I know a treble crochet, you yarn over twice, and then you go in, you yarn over and pull it up. And then a treble, you yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. That's a treble crochet. But I had never done a half. So I went to YouTube and, real quick, there was a really nice 1 minute long, and all it did was show how to do the treble crochet. There wasn't any talk. Well, there might have been, but you know what? I had the sound turned down. I just wanted to see it. It was easy. You yarn over twice, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two, and then yarn over and pull through all of the rest of the loops. So it was almost like a half double, but you did pull through the first two first. So Lori says, husband is the baker and she's the food maker. Yes, now we do know which one follows the rules. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Lori. That's it exactly. Yeah. Oh, okay. Robin is a rule follower, and Donald is not even a little bit of a rule follower. I know. Yeah. So it's what makes this world go round, right? Because we have to have all kinds of people to make this world go round. Wouldn't it be boring if we were all exactly the same? If we were all the same, neutral everything? If there was no color in this world? If, let's see, doily making gives you a lot of practice on all the treble stitches. Yes, and I've done treble. That is so fun. I love the treble stitches. But the half treble, all the treble stitches. So there's more treble stitches. Woo, I need to go find out what all those treble stitches are. And yeah, I love doing this. You know, it makes a nice tall stitch, the treble crochet. It makes a nice tall stitch. Didn't take a whole lot, you know. I love it. And but that one, obviously, it was to help. Oh my. Robin says she would like to be bored by her husband for a couple of days. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I know. He keeps you hopping, doesn't he, Robin? Oh my goodness. So, yeah, the treble and the half trebles, that's what turned this round into a square. So, anyway, I'm all about that. Love it, love it. So, anyway, I that's all I really wanted to show you was that colorway. And Lori says she loves doilies, but she doesn't have the patience to make them, but she appreciates the work that goes into them. Definitely. There is a lot of grace and work that goes into doilies, definitely. I love doilies. I love making doilies. It just brings me satisfaction, but I do like making blankets. I was getting ready to tell you, I started this new hat, and I actually have it. I left it on the side table in the living room. It's a little pod of it has yarn and a hook and the work. But anyway, this one I am having to follow the directions to the T because it is not really a forgiving pattern because of the way it's structured. Anyway, it's called the commoner hat, and I guess it's kind of like a fisherman's hat, or it's crochet, but it's it's ribbed, so it's all back loop only. The whole thing is back loop only. Um, your hands and eyes can't work with the smaller hooks and threads. Yeah, I get that. Yep, I get it. I used to do doilies when I was younger, but I don't think I can do them now. So, but anyway, this hat is turning out so nice, but it has 104 rows. And each row, like, you know, the bottom part will be turned up, and then the top will be put together, and it has like four mountains, but then you fold it in half, and then the way you sew it together, it is like a knit hat. It's just like a knit hat on the top. It's a commoner hat. It is a common hat. It is, but it's I'm really liking the way it looks. I'm liking the way it looks a lot. And okay, homespun, I will bring it next time and show it to you guys. I won't be able to sit on Wednesday and actually make it with you because I can't talk while I'm doing it because I'm having to count. And the rows have like 74 stitches, or sometimes it's 72 stitches, or, you know, because you're making these peaks, these mountains on the one side, so that when you fold it, and then the way you sew it together at the top, it's really nice. But I do have the link because it's not my pattern, and I do have the link, and I'll be glad to share it with you. So I'm really liking it. I wish that I could make it faster, but I can't, because especially if you're having to count the rows 3 or 4 times, you know, if somebody in your home talks to you, and you just, you know, they're the people in your home, so you talk to them, and you don't, you know, then you go back and you count again. And if you're like me, after you counted, and if you get halfway through, you're like, okay, how much, what was that number again? I need to write it down. And, you know, that would always be a very helpful thing if I could write it down too, because my, you know, short-term memory sometimes is not that great. I'm like, what was that number that I just counted 4 times? You know, Lori, I just can't do that. I wish I could, but I can't because they're the people in my life. They're the people in my house, and they're more important than my projects. I wish I could, but I don't. And so yeah, yeah. Maybe if it was kids, I would do it. But anyway, oh my goodness, folks, if you have some cooler weather, can you please send it to me? Just like send me some cooler weather. I have been so hot this last weekend, like boiling hot. Like I just want to jump into an ice pit hot. Anyway, size 10 is the smallest that you can go these days. Yes. 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 So anyway, that I think is all I got. I'm sorry I didn't bring that hat in because I really wish that I could show you that. But Wednesday, when we do our Whip Wednesday, I will show it to you. And so I'm looking forward to Whip Wednesday and several stitch markers throughout. Oh, that's a good idea. I have the air conditioner on, Lori. Yeah. Oh, Wendy, North Dakota. 31 feels like 22. Please let me have it. Give it to me. Anyway, I'm ready for some cool weather because wow, I am not handling this heat very well, but that's okay. Anyway, yeah, Wednesday I'll have that to show you, and I'm going to keep working on that one. Remember, the 15th of March, the 15th of every month is when the square comes out for Barbara's block party. And, oh, you have a high of 18 and Wendy is at a -5. Oh my. Oh my goodness. I would take it. I would take it. I would take it. Oh, okay. Thank you, Carla. Keep trying. That, that's the thing about, making crochet items. If you make crochet items to wear in Florida, unless you make cotton and, I don't even know. And I don't know. Anyway, it's March. It needs to calm down. So March typically for me was in like a lion, out like a lamb. And so I don't know. It's not coming in like a lion right yet, but we'll see. So keep looking for the month of March because I've got some new things coming out this month, new ideas coming out, and so you never know. You never know what's going to be found on the show. I'm going to shake things up a little bit this month and try to keep the live streams a little bit shorter, although I was not successful today, just simply because, I feel guilty taking up so much of your time, just chit-chatting. So the Monday and the Friday lives I'm going to set a timer to try and keep them at 30 minutes. And then the Wednesday, Whip Wednesday, obviously we're going to sit and crochet together. So that one, is allowed to be a little bit longer in my head because we're going to be crocheting together. But I have some exciting things coming up, and we're going to be crocheting together in a couple different locations that, we're just going to sit and crochet together and share ideas and laugh and chat and twist and shout. Yeah. So anyway, looking forward to all of those things. And I hope that you have a fantastic week, a fantastic Monday. I will see you back here on Wednesday for Whip Wednesday. I will have a couple whips in hand, and I'm going to have to come up with something. I'm going to go up in my stash and I'm going to find something that I can sit with you and crochet. And it's not going to be, so big like that. that scrap blanket that I'm working on. And I still have more and more colors for that scrap blanket coming up. And I am just so excited about finishing that project. A couple of you have finished it. Robin finished her scrap blanket and posted it on the Facebook page. So if you haven't joined the Facebook page, go down below, click the link for the Facebook page, and join us so that you can see the pictures of our makes. We share different things. We share what we're making, what we're working on, what we've completed, and we just keep each other excited about crochet. So anyway, I hope that you have a great day. I hope that you have a great week. I'll see you back on Wednesday, and stay safe, be kind, and let's get hooking. Bye, guys.